Howdy, I'm Lee Wilson, and this is TGO Wyoming, and welcome to my urban homestead. On today's episode, we're going to be building a gun rack for the basement. Now, I'm out here in my totally disorganized garage. That's another project in and of itself. But we're going to work on something today that I've been intending to do for quite a while. I'm going to make a pegboard gun rack for a very specific part of my basement, and be able to hang up my SBRs and some other gun-related stuff and just get things organized. Of course, I'm dropping stuff now. So I started out by roughing out the dimensions that I want this to be, the outer dimensions. And it's going to be 15, well, it's basically 37 by 50 with a little cutout for the HVAC ducting that's done in there. And I took those dimensions and I threw them into SketchUp. And I went ahead and drafted it out and then exported it out of SketchUp and put it in LayOut and did all of my measurements. So now I have inner and outer dimensions for the entire project. So that way I know exactly what I need to cut. I've got my tape right here. I've got my miter box, my miter saw, and for the frame we're going to be using some 1x2 that I picked up at Home Depot. So pretty simple thing. The idea behind this is you can't just put pegboard on drywall because it's not going to work. You have to have a little bit of standoff. So I'm building a frame out of the 1x2 that I'm going to screw the pegboard, which I have scraps of from a previous project, onto this frame, then mount this frame to the wall. That should give me enough stability and rigidity to throw up the guns on there, put the Scorpion, put the Blackout on there, maybe some pistols, stuff like that. The way I'm going to be putting this up there is with these 6x1/4 wide pegs. Now these I picked up for a few cents a piece over at Home Depot, and they come blank like this. So what I've done is I've plasti dipped this. So we're going to go through for the rest of the pegs that I've left, and we're going to basically clean these up, plasti dip them. We're going to do 2 coats. We're going to use the pegboard out here to let them dry. And this will protect the gun finish when it's hanging on the pegs. So let's get things organized, get started, start making some cuts. I am not a woodworker, so this may end up great, this may end up terrible, but you guys are going to be along for the ride. Alright, so first thing first, I think I'm going to measure out my longest piece here. So I know that this needs to be 4 foot 2 inches end to end. I'll mark it there. So we know that this is the outside, 4 foot 2 inches. So that means at that point I need to have my 45-degree miter going this way. So we're going to try this. Never done this before. We're going to see if this works. I don't have this supported, so we're going to slide back over here so it doesn't drop as hard. All right. So we've got one 45-degree miter, and I know that this miter now, when we line all these guys up, we're gonna have a nice square piece. Fantastic. And that, I'm sure we can get several more pieces out of. Let's go ahead and finish up the miter on this end. So our miter is this way. Now we need to have this mitered the same direction at the very end. Okay, now if I've done everything correctly, I should have a piece that is from end to end 50 inches. Beautiful. All right, I'll get the rest of these pieces cut and we'll see how it turns out. So guess what? I ran out of material. I was about 10 and a half inches shy of material to finish the final piece, so it's back to Home Depot. So oops. So the lesson to be learned there is measure all the dimensions and make sure you have enough material so you can do this all in one shot. Oh well, at least I'll have some extra 1x2. I can use that for another project. I might even pick up the supplies today to do that other project. It's part of my laundry chute experiment here. But yeah, back to Home Depot for the third time this weekend. The third time. Oh well. Alright, so I'm back from my Home Depot run. I have my final piece of board and I have extra for a secondary project. I literally just needed a 15-inch piece, so about another 7 feet. This will be good for another project. Picked up a corner clamp so that way I can drill and screw the frame together and keep everything square. So we're going to get to cutting this and then start tapping and assembling. We're going to pre-drill our holes. I'm going to go grab my screws, get everything put together nice and solid, and hopefully everything will come out flat and square by the time we're done. So good luck, right? That's what I'm going to need. Lots of it. Well, we now begin day 2 of the project. I ran into a few snags yesterday, but I'm to the point where I'm ready to cut my pegboard. I have used my corner clamp to take all my pieces, assemble them, pre-drill them, screw them together. Pretty simple stuff. I didn't do anything fancy as far as the joining goes. It's literally just screws, 2.5-inch screws, driven right through after I pre-drilled the holes. It doesn't need a dovetail. It doesn't need any fancy joints. I'm not even going to glue it because this entire frame is going to be screwed into the wall. So really it's just there as a standoff. It's not superbly load bearing. So time to get the jigsaw up and running. I've marked out my pegboard. We're going to grab the scroll saw blade for my jigsaw, get this thing set up, get it cut to size, and see how it looks. Alright, so I've used my jigsaw to cut everything to shape. I've got one little bit of a wavy line on this side, but honestly a table saw would have been better, but I don't have a table saw. So you do what you can with the tools that you have, and this is how it worked out for me. So now it's time to get this thing clamped down to the frame, get it screwed in, and drill the pilot holes for the actual mounting, and then we will probably paint it. I'm thinking paint. So the project is finally finished. It's up on the wall. It looks great. There are a lot of steps that I didn't get on camera. It turned out to be a little bit more challenging than I expected. My original measurements, while yes, they would have fit here and given me the proper space between the bookshelf and the gun rack, well, it didn't quite fit the board that I actually had. So the pegboard was short. So I ended up disassembling the entire frame, cutting off 2 inches from the bottom, reassembling the frame, and then cutting my pegboard to fit. So I got this nice little notch here. The original 6-inch pegs that I got were just too long. Of course, Home Depot didn't have any 2-inch, so I jumped on Amazon. 2 days later, I had 2-inch pegs. These ones I have dipped with Plasti Dip, so that way they protect the firearm finish, and they just flat out look nice. So I've got all of my guns, well, not all of my guns, got the ones I want up on the rack. On the rack, it's sturdy. I've mounted it to the wall with several 2.5-inch screws, and tell you what, it's not going anywhere. Once I had everything set up and had the actual pegboard mounted to the frame, I did bring it down here and I kind of measured out where I need my light switch cut out to be. Drew that out, took it out there, got out there with my little jigsaw, got it good. So now I have full access to my light switch. Everything looks nice. I'm very, very pleased with this project. It was not hard to do, but it wasn't easy either. I ran into a lot of, bumps in the road, ran out of the materials, had materials cut to the wrong dimensions, didn't have the right tools, went 2 days trying to find the blade to my jigsaw. That was fun. It's in the house somewhere. Don't know. I'll find it when I move, probably. You never know. Like 5 years down the road, be like, oh, hey, here's that jigsaw blade. So I ended up having to go get some jigsaw blades from Ace Hardware. Got a nice set of Bosch blades. Now I have multiple different types. Got some metal blades, got some wood blades. So yeah, this project could have gone a lot more smoothly. But overall, I mean, it works. It's done. And I learned a lot along the way. I am not a woodworker, and I know the principles of woodworking. I know there are ways that I could have done this a lot better. Could have done tenon joints, could have done a dovetail joint on the framework. This could have gotten some kind of border. I don't know. There's a lot of things I could have done with it, but realistically, it's here to hold my guns. And I think it does that job, and it does it well. So I've got my 16-inch Bushmaster here. I've got my 300 Blackout on a Bushmaster lower here. My CZ Scorpion Evo 3S1. My 870 Tactical that's been FDE mag pulled out. And of course my FDE Glock 17 that I shoot in Steel Challenge, Tuesday Night Steel, and USPSA. So got all my favorite things up there. The only thing that's missing, of course, is my 700 in 308, but there's no room. It's 26-inch, medium contour barrel. There's no room up there for it. So that's going to have to go somewhere else. So we'll do another project, probably back over the reloading bench, to hang up my precision rifle. Yeah, it turned out well. Hopefully this inspired you guys to take up your own cool little pegboard project or do something even better than I've done. It's not going to be hard if you have any woodworking experience or skill. But yeah, I'm happy with it. Hey, there's my alarm to go to bed. This was a long project. This was like over a week total to get it done. But yeah, it's done. And now the alarm's gone off. It's time for me to get ready and go to bed because it's like 10 o'clock here when I'm finishing this entire video up. So hopefully you found this video entertaining and or educational. If you have, let me know in the comment box below. Let me know if you've built a really cool gun rack or any ideas you have that I could do to improve this one or make another one that's even better. Of course, if you want to support the channel, go ahead and give me that thumbs up button. You can also subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. Just hit that little red subscribe button and hit the bell next to it to get notifications whenever I upload a new video. You can also follow me on all social media outlets. Not all social media outlets. Basically, just follow my Instagram because that's where I post the cool photos of all the stuff that I'm currently working on and things that will eventually end up on this YouTube channel. So, keep staring at my beautiful scorpion. Oh, I'm going to shoot that in PCC in USPSA, I think, starting here like next week. I'm excited about that. Very excited about that. But I'm getting off track. So, yeah, you guys can also check out tgowyoming.com. It's a little bit sparse right now because I haven't updated it in a bit. But if you do any shopping on Amazon, you can jump on there, click through my affiliate link under tgowyoming.com/support. Do your Amazon shopping like normal. Doesn't affect you at all, doesn't change any prices, but I get a nice little kickback, helps me pay for materials for projects like this. Offset the cost of these fancy little 2-inch pegs. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Thanks for watching. As always, stay safe, shoot straight, and I'll see you next time.